True life story. Pay attention. If you're a young man, a young boy, a young woman, a young girl, please pay attention to this story, because you will definitely have something to learn from this story. You will. Our story today is about one Miss Miriam, a single mother of 2 kids, who was able to balance her life amidst the chaos in Lagos with her provision store. This woman was a definition of strength. You know, when you want to define strength, you can call Miriam. She was a definition of strength. But we all know that strengths have limits. Now, it all started when Miriam was diagnosed by a doctor with a severe respiratory failure. Oh, I can imagine. Miriam was no longer fighting to make ends meet, but she was apparently fighting to survive, fighting to stay alive. When she was diagnosed of this respiratory failure, her world shrinked. It shrinked into visiting hospitals, using hospital machines, and the desperate need for oxygen, because it was getting out of hand. The doctor clearly told her that she needed oxygen daily to survive, along with medications and all-round checkup. It wasn't cheap. Her teenage children tried their best to reach out to family members, reach out to, anyone they could actually get to. Messages were sent, calls were made, with some people promising to do something, some giving excuses. They reached out to a lot of people, and some people said they had something they were handling. Her cousin said, times were hard. A lot of things were said to these people. In all of the process, nothing was done by anyone, and oxygen was increasing. It got to a point where the oxygen tank ran dry, and the situation was getting worse by the day. It wasn't up to 2 weeks, Miriam died. The news broke, and suddenly, the silence turned into noise. There was noise everywhere, all over. A WhatsApp group was then created immediately within hours with the name Miriam Final Destination. Photos were flying all over social media, condolence messages, and guess what? That was when contributions began to fly. Someone was sending 500k in the group, another person sent 300,000, one sent 600,000, and before you know it, burial arrangements is going on. People began to donate, and someone said, I'm going to give 200,000 for this, and someone said, we are going to give her a befitting burial. The shocking part was that within 4 days, 4 million naira was raised for Miriam in that WhatsApp group. And guess what? The burial was carried out, a massive burial. People printed t-shirts with our pictures on it. There was enough food. People were taking pictures at the funeral. There were statements like, heaven gain an angel. But her children stood somewhere. They stood afar, and they were observing all that was going on. There was no longer tears in their eyes to cry. They watched quietly and saw the same people who had no money to give when their mother was in the hospital, sending in money and giving her a befitting burial, and their world shrank into them. These children began to wonder what life truly is all about. Please, the lesson I'm bringing out from this story is learn to celebrate people while they are alive. Learn to celebrate people while they are alive. Imagine the crowd that came out for Miriam's funeral. If 1 or 2 people in that group were able to support the children with the hospital bill, I believe that it would have gone a long way. What Miriam needed wasn't crowd. What she needed was oxygen while she was alive. Too often we show up loud and generous when it is too late. But the truth about it is that friendship is what we do while people are still alive. It says in Proverbs chapter 3 from verse 27, do not withhold any good thing from those whom it is due when it is in your power. Do not withhold it. I beg you, the next time someone around you is in need, please don't wait until their obituary pictures are out before you lend a helping hand. Your love, your money, your presence, they all matter more while someone is still breathing. Help now, celebrate now, give now, while they are still alive. Because if you're doing it when they are not alive, then you are doing it too late.